Hey, what is up, everybody? It is me, Sean Tank Top. I'm over here, Casa Tank Top, hanging out with my very good friends Dustin and Morgan. Drace over there at the dojo. Drace, how you doing over there, Draces?
Getting ready to be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Heard
this is.
this one's in your feels.
Yeah, we're taking Black Panther: Wakanda Forever official teaser. Kind of after an incalculable tragedy, like, you know what I mean, with Chadwick, and kind of given like where he was able to instantly kind of shoot up in the ranks of like the characters within the MCU, and then to kind of have that cut short while they were planning to do the sequel and stuff like that. It's kind of the same thing, like when anyone dies like that's pretty large in a production, you kind of have a very, there's like just a big looming question mark of how they're going to kind of go forward and stuff like that within this story. A lot of things kind of point to Shuri. That's definitely happened within the comic books and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's going to be heavy. I mean, it was like when we were watching What If. I mean, even though he's kind of G-shucking like all around in like What If and whatever it was a melancholy experience because Chadwick just isn't able to be there, and he was so good. He had the stuff.
He was like perfect.
He had the stuff. It was the Henry Fonda, the Sidney Poitier, the Denzel, the fucking, like that kind of that very princely, like elegant strength, that he was able to bring to the role and stuff like that, and make it human and make it feel real.
And not that, any death is any less tragic, but the way that he went out and the choices he made, and just how stoic and just how true to his character and true to the character he was playing on screen. Like those two were almost like synergistic.
Even when the internet was being absolutely horrific to him, saying, "Hey, look, he looks like shit."
That was not the internet's finest hour, and y'all know who the fuck you are and shit like that. Don't fucking judge shit too quickly, because you don't know what people are going through and everything. So, yeah, no, I think that's very well said, Dustin. It'll be interesting to see like an element of actual collective grief flow through one of these movies. You know what I mean? Like that's
they don't have to act. They're just like it's just like channel your actual feelings about your actual friend and coworker.
Yeah, and
like, done.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a very interesting journey, and I'm rooting for this movie. Like, like as far as being able to kind of do the thing, like to do what it needs to do, and to kind of keep, to be the successor to the first and stuff like that. So you guys want to give it a look?
Yes, please.
Hell yeah! All right, cool. Oh, man.
Is that a funeral?
Yeah, probably.
That looks cool.
Oh. Yeah. Did he have a baby?
Whoa, I don't know.
No, I think that's Namor.
Oh.
Because I think he's the villain in this.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, dude. Wow. Yeah, because this is Namor, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, God, that's true. Oh, what about Shuri? Shuri's sitting there like, come on, Mom.
I'm right here.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh, new Panther just dropped. Yeah. It's Shuri.
Yeah.
She's her villain origin story, her hero origin story is like she has to prove her mom
God.
right. Be like, I'm right here, mom.
Right. Yeah, I think it'll be another, because that's essentially what was kind of happening in the first film. Like the people are going to have to kind of fight for it, and I'm assuming just that power vacuum is going to kind of be like where some of the story comes in and stuff like that. And forgive me if I'm not. This is like a dark side situation, like where it's like I've been reading the cut, but I haven't actually heard it spoken. How do you say what is it? Namor or Namor? Namor. That's what I figured. I mean, like, just
Namor, the submariner.
The submariner.
But he's not a submarine.
He's not
made of submarines. No.
No, but he works at Jimmy John's, so he makes submarine sandwiches.
Dustin,
Oh my God.
that's a villain origin story.
That's a villain origin story if you work for Jimmy John's.
Work for minimum wage
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah.
Like my little brother, Alex.
Oh my God. There
How do
you
you
go.
think that happened?
Slapping those Jimmy John's
Slapping
together.
them things together. The very, especially that opening part,
It's
very.
like, don't worry, guys, it'll be okay.
Yeah, and it's just
it won't.
right. I mean, like it's gonna be. It'll just be interesting into how they sort of like have to like literally kind of bring the curtain on the character too. You know what I mean? Because he was, the last thing that we saw him in was Endgame, and it was. Everything we won the day, and it was fine, and everything like that.
He was
and
fine.
So, yeah, and so I think that there's some elements of that. Angela Bassett, fucking
acting
boom.
her tits off.
Like wow. I mean,
such a presence. Like there's very few actors in the world that have a presence as great
that
as
was
she
like
does.
what's love got to do with it level.
Yeah.
It was
Wade
so it was
exhale level.
it was very it was very stirring, especially coming from her. And I mean, like it's like her husband's gone, her son's gone, it's her and Shuri basically. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm wondering if maybe Shuri had this at that point is like the Black Panther and is like missing or something.
It could be,
or yeah.
Or Shuri gets kidnapped as the heir apparent, and then that's how she becomes Black Panther.
That could be Namor's thing. I mean, because and also there were some very some blue looking people. Like I know that Avatar: The Way of Water is fucking coming out and shit like that, but of course,
yeah, there were some. I saw the Atlanteans in there. There's so much in this too. I mean, we didn't even really. It was kind of a blink and you miss it.
Yeah,
like. We're getting Ironheart.
Riri Williams is in this shit.
Like she was there for the part with the hammer, but that was her basically doing an Iron Man 1 building.
And it was like, and I think like when they came in, because it seems like, because that's the thing, Shuri was kind of like, she was kind of T'Challa's Q to his James Bond in a certain sense, and now if she is going to ascend. To Black Panther, then and the throne and everything, she might need that something, and that's maybe where Riri will come in. Maybe through their when they, I think in the end of Black Panther, when they opened up, they started to open up outreach programs in Oakland or something like that, and then Riri's somebody that they found through that program, and then she which I think which is cool, because that's why you invest in your citizenry, because what fucking Albert Einsteins are we missing out in in impoverished
Jimmy
neighborhoods.
John's.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah.
How many great minds languish in a Jimmy John's when they're doing
exactly. That's what I'm saying,
and so slapping sandwiches.
Exactly, and so exactly, and so. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this trailer. There's because I thought it was this is gonna it was very heartfelt. I mean, there's a lot of very evocative shots, and then they were moving into the plot of the movie, and I was like, oh wait, there's plot. Wait, there's still an MCU movie where there's gonna be tons of fucking action and crazy bullshit going down, and the Adora Milaje are gonna be going fucking crazy and stuff.
We're getting a lot of reveals in this.
Yeah.
And I mean. Namor is a big fucking deal.
Yeah,
like that is
one of the original.
Really
he's one of the original seats on the Illuminati, or at least like the classic.
He's Marvel's first mutant.
Yeah.
Oh, and do you think they're gonna go now that Ms. Marvel said the M word?
Yeah.
Are they going there for?
They're gonna start. They're gonna start to breadcrumb their way up into that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I think. Because that's like a whole other phase. They can do that whole, because remember they showed like all these phases and stuff like that. We're doing the Kang Dynasty, and we're doing like all this other shit and everything, and then they're doing Secret Wars, and then after that, I mean, like they can do all they could literally save all of the X-Men shit until after that's done if they wanted to. I don't think that they will, but they could, because that that catalog is so massive and what you can actually do with it and shit. You know?
Yeah, this is cool. Like we're kind of staying in like kind of the older phase a little bit, and kind of wrapping up some of that storyline, but we're also like bringing in the Avengers of it all. Yeah. And we're kind of doing, we're kind of keeping that Iron Man-esque presence, by introducing Ironheart. Yeah. We're passing the torch. We're bringing in... Namor has always been like a hero/villain. Like, all that he's kind of just like... Yeah. He's just an asshole. And like, always an asshole.
Right. He occasionally adversarial to our heroes. Maybe not like, I'm going to take over the fucking world. Like is that... That's kind of how I've understood him for the most part.
Like, stop fucking with the ocean or I will fuck you up. Yeah. Is basically always his thing. And if we get... Namor, I mean, we've got so much already in this, but like Namor has huge ties to the Fantastic Four.
He's gonna be like the Poison Ivy, where like you're not wrong.
You're not right. You're not wrong, but it's not this way. Which
he's like, I prefer eco-terrorists.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like
I read somewhere that like his origin is gonna be like he's a mutant, so they're not doing the whole Terrigen Mist shit. Like he's gonna be a mutant with like Aztec. There was definitely some of that imagery was within like the design of what looked like his army or something like that. Or whatever. I mean, looks cool.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks.
That's
really
the
good.
one thing. It's like we've been seeing so many Marvel properties do trailers where they're like, fine to like that, the janky like visually. Yeah, this is like. Gorgeous.
It looked really good. Gorgeous. Bookended by a couple of very powerful things. Like it was really heavy in the beginning, and then it kind of was doing like the normal, like Marvel kind of thing. You know what I mean? Kind of showing you a lot of visuals and stuff like that. And then, Angela, who should have fucking played Storm. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like you know what I mean? Like she would have been an amazing Storm. But like she just bring it on that reading, and I'm very...
I need that whole monologue.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I need it.
The only other thing that I can think of recently that did something like this, and it was, I mean, even if you haven't seen the show, and this is going to be hilarious because it's the first time I've ever praised this show on any platform that I've ever been on. And actually, there's a reaction to it that you can actually see. But there was an episode when Luke Perry died, and he was the father of the main character on that of Archie. And he was really good. There was a really him in his older age, in his post heartthrob thing, had a real kind of resigned sweetness to him that was really good for the role. And then when he died, they spent the whole fucking episode like they instituted the Shannon. She was on the show with
Doherty.
Shannon Doherty comes on as a special guest like star and does this thing where she plays, because they wrote it into the story that he got hit by a car and he was helping her while it was doing whatever, and she does this whole heartfelt thing. And even if you never gave a fuck about that show, it was really good. And it was very cathartic and like necessary. And it was so difficult for so many people when Chadwick passed. I'm getting like choked up talking about this, but like it was so difficult for people. It was such like especially when it happened too and stuff like that, and just how crushing it felt. Yeah. And but it is. You hope that that everybody is really striving to honor his memory and to really kind of do right by him here, and to have that happen and for it to work. Is it it's not gonna make. It's like any type of a loss. Like it's not gonna. You don't get to retire the pain, but at least you can kind of. I don't know. There's a sense that you can kind of like at least move a little forward with it and stuff like that. That we kind of all go through it together and shit. And I think that that's going to be a big element of what this movie does. And I hope that I really hope that they're not like Kevin Feige isn't going. It's like, well, it's been 10 minutes. We got to get ourselves an action sequence. Like I'm totally fine for this movie taking its time with that stuff. I think it's necessary. I think people are connected enough to the character in order for them to do that. And so I hope, and so that's my one thing where I'm just like, I know you got to marvel, but like don't let that come at the expense of how difficult this was for like a lot of people.
In a way, it honors his legacy more for him to have that level of like giving the world that feeling of loss through his art and through his acting as this character. So like us mourning the character is also us mourning his legacy.
Yeah.
And that is fucking powerful.
Yeah. No,
and you know, that's incredible.
Yeah. And it definitely, with how they bookended this trailer, it is on the forefront of their minds, and I hope that it stays that way. Definitely stoked. Definitely and rooting for it, that they can kind of achieve what they need to achieve and stuff. We appreciate y'all for stopping by. Thank you very much. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, and we'll talk to y'all later.
I feel like I'm living in my purpose. But the funny thing about purpose is that it unfolds more and more to you every day. So you could be living in what was revealed to you at a particular time, and then you might get stagnated because there's more that you're supposed to do. It doesn't just stop as you do one thing. So I think it's just being open to what you're supposed to do at this moment. I think it's staying open to what that essence is at all times.